First problem, we're asked to sketch some three-dimensional surfaces. First one, x equal 1, that we know means we will get a plane. Sorry, I got my pen ready. We'll get a plane 1 unit down the x-axis parallel to the yz plane. So this plane, something like that, is supposed to be. A description is as good as a drawing sometimes. But that's parallel to the yz plane. X equal y squared, that one, we know I will generate the x coordinates by going along the y-axis, so I'll get a parabola going out this way. But since the z is not there, I just connect this into a cylindrical graph that goes in the z direction, infinitely in the z direction. This one, same way, we've got two variables, so I'll draw the graph of x squared plus z squared equal 4. That is a circle in the yz plane, that's here. And since the x is missing, we'll extend that down the x-axis since you actually get a cylinder. It's a cylindrical graph that is a cylinder, and it goes infinitely back into the plane there too. And this one, notice it's x squared over 1, y squared over 1, and the z thing, this is z minus 1 squared over 1. Since they're all over 1, this is a sphere that is centered at 0 in the x, 0 in the y, but 1 on the z-axis, and has a radius of 1. So let me draw that one. So it's just 1 unit up, and it has a radius of 1. So it's going to hit there and there on the z-axis. So it'll come around something like that, and it'll go around like that. Radius of 1. Mine's a little skinny. I should have made it fatter. And then come down like that. So it's supposed to be a sphere. Again, a description would be something that you could give here. Sphere of radius 1 centered at 0, 0, 1. Number 2, we've got some more graphs. These are ones that we've been practicing on quizzes. First one would be a cone along the x-axis. So there's my coordinates, my axes. So this cone goes something like this along the x-axis. And there's nothing to label on this one because it is going along that x-axis and it crosses at 0, 0, 0. Here we have 1 minus sign, tells me I have a hyperboloid of 1 sheet, and because the y is the one that's negative, it's the odd one in here, so it's going to be going along the y-axis. So hyperboloid of 1 sheet along the y-axis, so it's going to come along something like that. And underneath here as well. So there's my hyperboloid of 1 sheet. And we can label here as it comes through, it's going to cross the z-axis at, that's 2 squared, so that's going to be a 2. And the x-axis is also at 2. Okay, I'm going to do D next. This one has 2 minus signs, so that's going to be a hyperboloid of 2 sheets. And the z is the odd one here because it's the one that's not negative. It's going to be along the z-axis. So you're going to have a hyperboloid of 2 sheets along the z-axis. So there'll be this kind of bowl-looking shape going up here and down here as well, going down the z-axis, something like that. And this is occurring because that's 9, that's 3 squared, it's occurring at 3 and minus 3. The next one, this is an elliptic paraboloid, and it's going along the y-axis, so it looks something like this. Elliptic paraboloid goes this way, and there's nothing to label on that one. And then the last one down here, that's an ellipsoid, so kind of like the sphere we drew in the first problem, but it's an ellipsoid, which means it sort of like has 3 different radii we need to mark here. It goes 2 this way, it'll go 2 this way, and 3 this way. So comes down, comes around this way. I kind of missed it. Well, that's back here at 2. Comes down this way, comes up, and let's send one around like this too. Anyway, it's an ellipsoid, not a sphere, but that's why you label 2, 2, and 3 on that one.